this is Buritsu. Happy Saturday morning. How was your Friday the 13th? Mine, unfortunately, was like any other day. No craziness, no bad luckness, just school to work. Meh. But oh, that's good. Don't want to get hit by a car or anything or struck by lightning. So, but anyway, let's get started on our topic, shall we? This week's theme is how we came to Wicca. So here's my 2 cents. Okay, this might be a 2-video thing. There's a lot to say because not only will I talk about how I got into Wicca, I'll also talk about my journey through Wicca from the start of it in 2000 to now, 2009. Okay, hajimemashou. Let's begin. Okay, once upon a time, when I was a kid, I was raised by my mother and my dad around the time before they split. He was, I actually don't know his denomination, but I know for sure he was some kind of form of Christian. My mom, she was a very, very laid-back Catholic. She was raised by her mother, who was a stricter Catholic, and she did the whole Catholic schmeal. She went to church. She got baptized when she was a baby. She went to church. She went to Catholic schools. Yeah, my mom was a Catholic schoolgirl. And whatnot. But however, as she got older, she slowly but surely she got less and less devoted Catholic. But every time I asked her, I'm like, Mom, what are you? She says, I'm a Catholic. But she didn't do extremely anal stuff. She didn't go to, around the time me and my brother were born, she didn't go to Mass. She really didn't go to Catholic church at all. Basically, there was nothing really Catholic she did, except for maybe now and then pick up a Bible and watch a crap load of Bible movies. So yeah, so while we were growing up, she didn't want us to have the experience that she did. So she raised us with the basic Christian beliefs. But she didn't make us get baptized. But now and then we did have to go to church because she worked at a daycare center at the time, and it was a religious daycare center. And so every Sunday there would be a church get together, and she was required to go. And the denomination of her work was sanctified. I'm actually not too sure what that is, but I've heard it has really long church sessions, and they go to church like Saturday and Sunday. My grandma is sanctified, so yeah, I guess I need to talk to her about that. But anyway, going to these sanctified church sessions set the foundation of my wonderful reluctance to go to church now. It wasn't like the religion itself, it's just that how they did it, because it was like going to a really bad concert. It was really long for a kid. It went from 7 to 1 or 2 in Sunday morning, and for a kid who has a natural short attention span, it felt like forever. The music was really, really loud. They were screaming and singing. It was a very disheartening. So that also had a great influence on me as I got older, even now, because of my great reluctance to go to church. But I did go to some churches that they were a lot quieter and a lot shorter, but it ranges from, my opinion, it ranges from boring to extremely loud and just, so I'm not very fond of going to church. However, if it does have really cool architecture and wonderful stained glass windows, I can just gawk at that stuff for hours, and not really pay attention to the sermon. But anywho, enough with the churches. My mom also raised us with biblical movies such as King of Kings, The Egyptian, Ben-Hur. There was a movie that was based off of Job. I can't remember what that movie was called. David and Bathsheba, I think. Samson, Goliath, the list goes on and on. So that was basically our knowledge of these biblical figures or movies and whatnot. Yeah, when I was a kid, I thought Charleston Heston was Moses. But of course, it wouldn't make sense because I don't think there could be a film crew that existed long time ago. Anyway, I also was raised with a huge fear of God, so yeah, I was walking around with this fear of like any moment now God would struck me down because I accidentally stole someone's candy or something like that. So I kind of had that mindset until middle school. In 8th grade, when I was 14 years old, we had a teacher in one of my classes, and out of nowhere, around Halloween time, she came out to us. She was like, "Hi, hey everyone, I'm Wiccan." We're like, "What's Wiccan? What's Wicca?" And she said that's basically witchcraft, and we're just like, "Ooh." If anyone who was raised Christian or has Christian relatives, witchcraft doesn't have a good name in that religion. So we immediately thought like, ooh, witch. And she was like, we don't hurt anybody or anything. And she gave us a brief thing about what Wicca was, and she showed us the movie, and she was like, this is what Wicca's all about. And the movie was none other than practical magic. So while the movie was playing, she also pointed out like what was true, what was not true, and whatnot. And after watching this movie, I wanted to be Wiccan. I wanted to learn it, be it, see it, experience it. So immediately right afterwards, I went up to her and I'm like, hey, I'm interested in it. But because of the whole teacher corrupting minor thing, parents find out about this extreme backlash at the teacher, she wouldn't tell me any more information about Wicca, which was quite disheartening. So I just put it in the back of my mind until the next year around that time. Go figure. So I remembered, a year later, I remembered that whole happening, our conversation. I'm like, okay, screw this. I want to know about Wicca. So I went to my nearest library and I checked out like almost all the books on Wicca and witchcraft, and I brought it home with me. So after I got home, I went to my mom's room because she had this really comfortable waterbed. So I spread out all the books out in the bed, and I was browsing through them all. Around 10-15 minutes later, my mom came in, and I guess you guys would kind of assume what happened. She freaked. From devil worshipping to betrayer of God, all these names she kept calling me, and I'm like, Mom, this stuff isn't bad, why don't you read it? Now my mom, she is a very stubborn woman like myself, so it took a lot of years of understanding. And also set the foundation of our relationship, because around this time, when she found out that my interest in Wicca and witchcraft was, me and her relationship got kind of strayed, and it didn't help because she was going through menopause and I was going through puberty. Wonderful timing. So yeah, there was lots of years of her randomly screaming at me and cursing me out and talking about how I betrayed God, and God saved my life when I was a kid, and here I am betraying him, and I'm going to hell from practicing magic and all this stuff. And I'm trying to tell her it's not bad, this is what it is, why don't you read a goddamn book or something like that. But it didn't work out that way. But slowly but surely, she did get understanding to the point where she now thinks I am an atheist. And I'm like, Mom, I'm not an atheist. I believe in God. It's just not the same God as you believe in. Jeez, Mom. But yeah, 8 minutes. I guess this is going to be 2 videos after all, so stay tuned for the next video.